Good morning, everybody.
Morning, guys.
I'm excited today.
I am too.
So, you pick it, you watch it. By the way, Joe here.
Kevin.
Sorry,
Pam Nail. This is a request from Pam Nail to watch Network, 1976.
When we started doing this channel, this is the kind of stuff that I really wanted to do.
Right.
This is a favorite of mine. When I was going to film school, this is one that a script that I studied. Paddy Chayefsky. By the way, Chayefsky, huge influence on Sorkin.
Right.
Obviously, I think Sorkin accepted a Chayefsky Award in 2016, 2017. But yeah, he's one of the only screenwriters. He has like 3 Academy Awards.
Right. Big influence on Paul Thomas Anderson, too.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a movie I have not seen, actually. I'm familiar with it. Obviously, I've been alive. Everyone knows the big Peter Finch speech, right? Yep. Mad as hell, not going to take it anymore. Yep. But I've actually not seen the movie because a lot of the classic movies that I've watched, you can stream them somewhere.
Yeah.
The first time I watched Chinatown, I was flipping through something. It was before Paramount, but the first time I watched it, it was on a streaming service. I'm like, oh, I've never seen Chinatown, and it's now one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Network just isn't one of those that I've ever actually seen available just to stream.
You're right.
I mean, I had to rent this one on Amazon. So yeah, it's just not a movie that I've ever just found.
It wasn't until I blind bought it in college when I was like, we were kind of studying 70s film.
Right.
And I blind bought the Blu-ray. And I love it because it is unavailable largely.
Yeah,
I don't know why streamers don't just pick it up.
Right.
I've never seen it on Netflix. I've never seen it on Paramount. But yeah, this is a classic film. I love it. 1976, great year for movies. This Oscars, this is the year that Rocky won.
Right.
All the President's Men, this, and Taxi Driver. So, you know.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Big year.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a great satire. It's been a while since I've seen it as well. It's probably been like 3-4 years.
Yeah, I'm in senior year, so I've never seen it. So
I'm gonna need a good refresher here. But I love this cast. I love this movie, and I love the dialogue here too. Especially since we're gonna do The West Wing today. This makes me really, really excited.
Yeah, I remember the most I know about it, besides the one scene, is Paul Thomas Anderson when he's doing Magnolia.
Yeah, they screened it like crazy.
Yeah, he did. He had his staff and crew sit down and watch Network.
There's a big YouTube video of him in the theater, kind of.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that might have been what I saw years ago, but because I'm a big fan of Magnolia.
And I have a little treat here, guys. I have a Sidney Lumet quote after the movie to tell us what the movie's about, because it is satirical, so it's a little vague, but I like the quote quite a bit. So at the end of the movie, I read the quote.
All right, we should go and jump into it. I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us, and again, Pam Nail, thank you for this.
Yes.
We do want to go in and give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balash Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Sudagunda Varapu, Weird Magic, Torgeir Lingstad, Derek Peterson, WerePanda47. Thanks, guys. Glad you're here with us.
Yes. Wow, hot. Yes, we are. If you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you might hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the content we have coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching, please check out the link in the description of our Patreon page. On everything there, you will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see us for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive. Oh, yeah. Patreon subscribers, welcome back with us. We are going to begin Network here in 3, 2, 1.
And nobody told me.
These two, no stranger to a drink in real life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right in the middle of the 7 o'clock news.
Interesting thing to think about is this is also the time of Vietnam. Watergate's happening.
Yeah. Execution of the week. Bad bombers. Mafia hitmen.
In a way, it's kind of what the news became.
Yeah.
Great Sunday night show for the whole family.
That is bleak. Can you imagine getting fired, but it's like you still have to wheel your corpse out there for the next 2 weeks? I wouldn't do it.
No.
I'm like, so I'm unemployed? Bye.
Yeah, Howard's also a tough hang. Yeah, getting loaded before air.
I can see where a lot of this has an influence on Magnolia.
Mm-hmm. Especially the narration.
Graham in 2 weeks' time because of poor ratings.
Love the honesty.
I had going for me in my life. I have decided to...
Oh my God.
A week from today. Tune in next Tuesday. That should give the public relations people a week to promote the show.
God.
Listen, did you hear that?
They didn't notice it?
No one even noticed it.
Howard just said he was going to...
What do you mean Howard just said he was going
to... None of you are paying attention but her.
What the going on, Howard? Get him off!
What's the matter with you fellas? Get your
head, you granny!
Gotta stand by this!
It was really funny that everyone got to see that.
Yeah.
You're off the air as of now.
Wants to talk to you.
Who's replacing Beale?
So how does he get back on the air then? Too many people watching?
I mean, it's good ratings.
Howard Beale, one of television's...
They're all going to make it their lead story.
...casters.
Howard Beale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we handling it?
Oh, Holloway's going to make a brief statement at the end of the show that Howard's been under great personal stress, etc.
I love William Holden, too. Great actor.
I've had it up to here with your credit division and its annual $33 million deficit.
It's the news.
We're responsible to corporate level, not you.
We'll goddamn well see about that.
It's gross, isn't it?
Yeah. The news is supposed to lose money. It's the news.
And they themselves actually took movies of the ripoff while they were ripping it off.
That happens a lot now.
And the kidnapped Patty Hearst.
No, that's the Symbionese Liberation Army. This is the Ecumenical Liberation.
This is terrific stuff. Where did you get it?
I got everything through Lorene Hobbs. She's my contact for all this stuff.
But you do see stuff like that on TV now.
Oh, now, well, every idiot that films himself and puts it on social media.
Well, I'd just like to come on, make some brief farewell statement, and then turn the show over to Jack Snowden.
I think it'll take the strain off the show, Max.
That's risky.
Okay. And no booze today, Howard.
I'm surprised you even showed up for work.
Yeah.
I'd be too embarrassed at that point.
A series out of what? What are we talking about?
Maybe they'll take movies of themselves kidnapping heiresses, hijacking 747s, bombing bridges.
Okay, this is nuts.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't want conventional programming on this network. I want counterculture. I want anti-establishment.
And then the 80s happened. Then it came full circle again.
And by the way, the next time I send an audience research report around, you'd all better read it or I'll sack the you. Is that clear?
Honestly, with the way our world is now with the media, that almost seems tame,
Yeah.
compared to when it was done.
Like I said, Chayefsky really called it. I mean,
Yeah.
The division producing the lowest rate of return has been the news division.
He's not the hero of this film.
No.
The news division would be reduced from an independent division to a department accountable to network.
So it's going off to the entertainment sections of the company.
Mhm.
Gross. Which is also what our news is now.
Yep.
Largely.
You kind of predicted this is heading.
Yeah.
Now, if you're trying to get me to resign, that's one hell of a way to do it.
We'll talk about this tomorrow at our regular morning meeting.
I would be inclined to resign on something like that.
For sure. I'm not going to be a part of this.
No. I doubt he can't get another job, or he's broke.
Yeah. Everybody's rich.
Yesterday, I announced on this program that I was going to commit, admittedly, an act of madness.
Yeah.
What happened? I just ran out of bullshit.
All right, cut him off.
Leave him.
Yeah.
Am I still on the air?
If this is how he wants to go out,
I
this is
don't
how
know
he
any other
goes
way
out.
to say it.
The day he's had, I'd do it too.
He's saying that life is bullshit, and it is. So what are you screaming about?
Man is a noble.
So they're both going out.
And I was married for 33 years of shrill, shrieking fraud.
Oh my God.
Tell Mr. Hackett to go.
I love that line.
You know what? I take back the resignation. This is a better way to do it.
It is.
I took this job with your personal assurance that you'd back my autonomy. But ever since CCA acquired control...
There it is right there, yep.
Like to see Mr. Beale now.
Definitely don't think he's gonna. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yep. She's a boss lady, that's for sure.
Yeah, clearly the one that's gonna save those two. For her own twisted means.
Yep.
God's sakes, Diane, are you suggesting we put that lunatic back on the air yelling bullshit?
Yes.
Seems like something that'd be hard to replicate forever, though. He's having a breakdown.
For sure. They're exploiting it.
Yeah.
For $100,000 a minute, one show like that could pull this whole network right out of the whole network.
She's so good.
Yeah, she is. And also nuts.
Yeah, big time.
God's sakes, Diana, we're talking about putting a manifestly irresponsible man on national television.
But he likes money.
Yeah, I was gonna say that face she says, but money.
Yeah.
If I'm going to the mat with Ruddy, I want to make sure some of my ground. I'll get back to you, Diana.
Plus the fines that will definitely happen from the FCC.
Huge fines. But the show's a hit.
We're not a respectable network. We're a...
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
Bob McDonough in news, please.
I take it that Howard's not going to come back without Max.
Maybe.
He gets his job back somehow.
He wants Howard to go back on and do his angry man thing.
Oh my God.
A latter-day prophet denouncing the hypocrisies of our time.
Hey, that sounds pretty good.
Christensen? What's she got to do with this?
She's taking it over. Yeah.
And I think I'm speaking for Howard Beale and everybody else down there in news.
That's my job you're turning down.
Do you want to be an angry prophet?
Yeah, I think I'd like to be an angry prophet denouncing the hypocrisies of our time.
Screw it. I mean, it's not their network.
It all feels pretty degraded, though.
It is. They're not taking it seriously, though, because they're like, there's no way, you know?
Yeah.
The ratings for the Thursday and Friday shows were both 14, but Monday's rating dropped a point, clearly suggesting the novelty was wearing off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen.
Did you know there are a number of psychics working as licensed brokers on Wall Street? Tips were any good, she could wreck the market. So, I called sitting in an office with a craggy, middle-aged man with whom you are or will be emotionally involved.
This is forward.
So tomorrow, Howard goes back to the old format, and all of this gutter depravity comes to an end.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen.
If we could get back for a moment to that gypsy who predicted all that. What are you doing for dinner tonight?
Canceling her plans right here.
I can't make it tonight, love. Call me tomorrow. Is your wife in town?
Yes.
Well, then we better go to my place.
Yeah, saying incredibly amoral. So it owns it. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. So he's having a legit breakdown.
Big time.
He's not just angry.
Howard's,
he's losing
he's
it.
burnt out.
Yeah.
Like this in the beginning. He's an alcoholic. His wife's dead. He just lost his job, basically. So, I mean, he's not in a good spot.
Shortly after 2 o'clock in the morning, by a shrill, sibilant, faceless voice.
This is being honest, I guess. Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing.
Yeah, just let it go.
And the voice said, because you're on television, dummy.
I keep wondering when they start the speeches, like, is this the big one that everyone knows?
Oh, you'll know it. It's coming soon.
I'm imbued with some special spirit.
Frustration that manifests itself in psychosis.
On the verge of something great, ultimate truth.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen to this.
Harry's
either.
like, come out here.
Take me off the air for now, or for any other spaceless time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is he okay? He's just fainted. I better get him back to my house again tonight.
I thought it was a doctor call.
Yeah, you can't stand.
Yeah, it's like he just blacked out.
Yeah. Here we go. We're about to witness the greatest 5 minutes of the 70s, maybe. Howard's just out and about.
Yep.
He's talking to
What
himself.
do you do, Mr. Beale?
Full-blown meltdown.
How much time we got?
He's in his pajamas still.
I've never noticed when I've seen this scene that he's actually wearing pajamas.
And a raincoat, yeah.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Get up out of your chair.
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother load!
So gross.
It's gross, and he's having a breakdown, but that speech is true. It's just that this is insane.
So exploitative.
It's insane, yeah.
Where are you going? I want to see if anybody's yelling.
People listen. That's the thing.
Keep yelling.
Yep.
This is great writing, though. This is
brilliant.
Such good writing. Yeah.
It's overwhelming. It really is. And everything he said is true. It's just, this is so insane.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's just being packaged and sold.
That's what it is. That's the gross thing about it.
It is.
You take this truth and you package it, you sell it to millions of people, and you don't do anything. You know?
This is my lawyer, Sam Haywood, and his associate, Merrill Grant.
That's lawyers.
Yeah.
The Liberation Army has lawyers.
Yeah, you're right.
For pitch meetings.
It's very satirical.
Yeah.
Miss Hobbs, I'm offering you an hour of primetime television every week into which you can stick whatever propaganda you want.
But money talks.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. How do you feel?
Oh my God.
See, like you said, they packaged it up.
Yeah.
They took an actual feeling, and some truth, and they just twist it. You're exploiting a crazy person.
Edward George Ruddy died today. Edward George Ruddy was the
Mr. Chairman of the board,
Already dead.
largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force.
That definitely has happened.
Yeah.
Sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business.
I love that.
Yeah.
We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them.
That's going to make him mad
Yeah.
upstairs for
Freddie
sure.
mad, yeah.
So we're plotting, he just blacks out.
Yeah. It's so bizarre because they're exploiting this, but he's not.
He's not well.
He's not interested in all that.
Communications complex may well become the towering and most profitable center in the entire CCA empire.
That baby.
Very good, Frank. Exemplary. Keep it up.
Underrated actor.
Very much so.
There's no sense in my saying I won't see her again, because I will.
This poor woman.
I'm grateful I can feel anything.
God,
Brutal.
man.
Brutal.
Get out! Go away!
Yeah.
I've got nothing to say.
It's so weird because Faye Dunaway clearly isn't really into him in any real way. So this is just
I don't really think he knows why he's obsessed with her.
Yeah, like there's nothing real there.
No.
Does she love you, Max?
No chance.
0% chance. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure she's capable of any real feelings.
100%.
All of her plot outlines have me leaving her and coming back to you because the audience won't buy a rejection of the happy.
This is pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
You're in for some dreadful grief, Max.
Yeah. You are.
You all know that she is the woman behind the Howard Beale Show.
She's rising to the top.
Yeah. Good to see the president, who wasn't going to stand for any of this, is suckling at the teat like everyone else.
We're richer now? Great.
Yeah.
Let's show her how we feel about her.
Yeah, they love her, don't they?
No, of course.
Yeah. We're cog in the machine. I love his suit. The ruffles.
Yeah. Boy, am I glad that's a trend that went away.
Now you listen to me and listen carefully.
He's just going bananas still.
Yeah.
CCA took over the company that owns this network, but now somebody is buying up CCA.
This is a great POV, too.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn that down, please?
I will tell you who they're buying.
That's pretty what this is about.
Yeah.
It for the Saudi Arabian Investment Corporation. They're buying it for the earth.
It's an amazing shot. Split diopter.
When? Tonight show?
Right now.
Clarence, take it easy. How the hell could I see it? It's just going on now.
Yeah.
When did Mr. Jensen call?
He's attacking the corporate overlords.
He is. Biting the hand that feeds.
Yeah.
They own big hunks of the Atlanta Hilton, the Arizona Land and Cattle Company.
He kind of comes back and bites him, though, doesn't it?
For sure.
Yeah.
Like in the Commonwealth in Detroit, they control Aramco, so that puts them into.
This is Frankenstein at this point. Yep.
I want the CCA deal. Stop now.
That's the part that's going to get him.
Right. It's.
I want the CCA deal. Stop now.
And
there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the zoom in on him.
Yeah.
Out.
That's when the crowd cheers. Oh, the segment's over.
Yeah.
Oh, could we have the room? Sure.
So Beatty's not going to be happy. Mr. Jensen.
I'm ruined. I'm dead. Finished.
I don't feel bad for him.
No, not at all.
Any second that phone's going to ring and Clarence McElhaney's going to tell me Mr. Jensen wants me in his office tomorrow morning.
I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Now, I'm a man without a corporation.
Man without a corporation.
I'm okay with it.
It's a great line.
I love the fact it's all about him, too.
Yeah.
I don't think Jensen's gonna fire anybody.
I love the parallels between religion and corporations.
Yeah.
It's the new gods.
Mr. Jensen wants to meet Howard Beale personally.
Maybe you'll kill him.
The thing is with Crazy, you can't control it.
No. Yeah, they're trying to wrangle it.
Great acoustics in there. Yeah, Howard, this is not a good meeting.
They say I can sell anything. I'd like to try to sell something to you.
Yeah, we're going full on manipulation here again.
Mm-hmm. Amazing shot.
Yeah, we're going full on power play.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one holistic system of systems.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
And you will atone.
I remember that from Better Call Saul. He did that bit.
Yeah, he did.
IBM and ITT
Yeah.
and AT&T and DuPont, Dow. Those are the nations of the world today.
This is so gross but true.
It's so true. It's depressing.
Yeah, that works.
Because you're on television, dummy.
Ah, nice. Good callback.
Yeah.
That evening, Howard Beale went on the air to preach the corporate cosmology of our...
Yeah.
So it's a completely different position.
Was a perfectly admissible argument that Howard Beale advanced in the days that followed. It was, however, also a very depressing one.
Yeah.
First time we see somebody turn TV off.
After living with you for 6 months, I'm turning.
God.
I went to visit my wife today because she's in a state of depression. And I feel lousy about that.
Good.
Yeah.
You should.
Because all of a sudden it's closer to the end than it is the beginning. And death is suddenly a perceptible thing to me.
Wait, you mean this affair did make you feel younger?
Yep.
I just want you to love me.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I don't know how to do that.
You said it
Again,
earlier.
she's honest.
He called it earlier. He told his wife that.
Yeah.
I don't think she could feel a thing.
I opened the sixth seal, and man, I tell you, I saw it.
So bad.
God.
It was heavy, baby.
So now you're just finding lunatic, you know, evangelists.
Mm-hmm.
What about that terrific new Messiah that ABC was supposed to have signed up as our competition for next year?
You're not going to find it because Howard was being genuine.
I'm surprised he's still there.
Yeah.
All you'll get from me is another couple of months of intermittent sex and recriminant and ugly little scenes.
Yeah.
You're being docile as hell about this.
He saw it coming too.
Will you go back to your wife?
I'll give it a try, but I don't think she'll jump at it.
Yeah, why would she? He is struggling.
Yeah.
There's nothing left in you that I can live with.
It's true.
War, murder, death, all the same to you as bottles of beer.
It's true, but I don't know why he's unloading this on her.
I mean,
it's done.
Face the music.
And everything you touch dies with you.
Anyways, have a good night.
Yeah.
I would describe his position on this as inflexible.
You built this monster, now live with it.
Minimally, we're talking about a 10-point differential in shares.
Maybe it is time to have him.
Each share is $80,000 minutes. And I think we can sell complete positions on the whole. As a matter of fact, we're just
have him put in the therapy.
Yeah.
Institutionalized.
He said, "Get your psychiatrist. I have mine."
So what do we do about this Beale son of a bitch?
Institutionalize him.
Very sinister.
What would you fellas say to an assassination?
What?
I think I can get the Mao Zedong people to kill Beale for us. It's one of their shows.
It's insane.
Yes.
We're facing heavy opposition on the other networks for Wednesday nights, and the Mao Zedong hour could use a sensational opener.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I know our contract with Beale contains a buyout clause triggered by his death or incapacity.
Oh my God, look at how much money they have to pay out if they kill him.
It was 50% of salary plus 25% of the first year's profit.
This is
multiplied.
No comedy on it, ultimately.
Right, for sure.
Syndication profits are minimal.
We're talking about a capital crime here.
Finally, somebody said it, yeah.
Work can't be implicated.
But he's still going along with it.
Yep, of course he is.
Look, I don't see we have any option, Frank. Let's kill the son of a bitch.
Ladies and
God.
how do you feel?
And here we go. Is this how the movie ends? They just kill Howard?
Not gonna say anything.
It's popular.
So glad 70s fashions are pretty dead.
I love it though. You know, like it's a cool little time capsule.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
Camera goes in.
Yep.
Williams, as the mad prophet of the airwaves, was shot to death.
And they're showing it, yeah.
Every angle of it.
As there's commercials.
We never compromise.
Isn't that chilling?
Yeah. And then we cut to commercial for the money.
Yep.
This was the story of Howard Beale, the first known instance of a man who was killed because he had lousy ratings.
That's a great line. That is a great line.
There we go. And that's Network. Like I said, maybe one of the greatest screenplays of all time, if not the greatest.
For looking at it, that was the right way for the movie to end that they'd set up.
100%.
That was absolutely the correct way for that to go.
And I do want to read this Sidney Lumet quote because there's a lot of themes you can interpret. I was reading this last night and I was really interested in what he had to say because I think it's an interesting read. Obviously, he's the author of this movie. He's the director. He said the film is about the inability of people to keep faith in themselves.
Yeah,
and in many ways, that is it.
That makes sense. Everyone turns it over to somebody else.
The TV,
right? Yeah.
Obviously, we're all from the television generation.
Yeah, I certainly am. Yeah,
we all are. Like people that grew up before TV or what, 70s, 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
not older. And
no, they're older. I mean, TV was the things that big.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 50s. Because and in 1976, obviously, it's closer to that. And Chayefsky said that he was working on the script for a long time.
Sure.
And it's a cynical worldview. It's not a wrong worldview at all. And boy, did he call it.
Yeah. No, it was, in terms of the satire, it really did kind of get to the heart of how people were consuming what a really crap world it was at the time.
Yeah.
And, obviously is going to stay universal.
Yeah. We have it in our pockets now. It's
right.
I like the idea of, he said something along the lines of like if everyone would just turn the TV off as well, that's you see something wrong, you can just turn it off. That's essentially what boils down to it.
Well, yeah, we say the same thing today, right? If people would just put their phones away every once in a while, and stop living toxically online.
Yeah,
life could be a little better.
It won't stop.
Right.
This is 50 years ago. And look how it's progressed. And in many ways, it's about the failures of capitalism. Chayefsky's talked about that as well.
Right.
How it's evolved into what it is. IBM, AT&T. That was the big Ned Beatty speech there.
Wasn't that a line in the first Austin Powers movie? It's not about nations anymore. It's about corporations.
It might be. I haven't seen Austin Powers in a long time. But yeah, it's funny because the 70s are obviously quite cynical, right?
Oh, for sure.
All the movies are kind of how you can't win.
It was dark because the world was so screwed up at the time, for sure.
What's interesting about this year, which really bums me out too, is because I mentioned the 76 Oscars. You had this, All the President's Men, Taxi Driver, bummer films. What wins that year? Rocky. The feel-good movie.
Yeah.
But even in that film, he doesn't win.
Yeah, he doesn't win, but it is more of a feel-good movie.
Yeah. It's the turn of the tide.
It's the turn of the tide. That's the movie that was like, it's okay to breathe and enjoy ourselves again.
And then what comes the next year? Star Wars. It's like, it really does. It's very smart how this is where it is in the counterculture.
It creates the 80s, which was a lot less dark than the 70s, for sure.
That's why this movie is so interesting to me too, because it's not just the film itself, which like I said is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's the counterculture around it. How it's like it's kind of forgotten at the time, but not really. Like like film fanatics love it. Obviously, people enjoy good movies love it, but it's like there's a reason we talked in the beginning. You can't find it on streamers. I'm not saying there's any like conspiracy to hide it. I'm just saying
it's just not a big audience for
exactly
it. Right, or it would be available on streamers if there's a big enough audience.
Exactly,
for it, right?
And it's I just think that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This movie is not ignored. It's obviously acknowledged as historically significant. I mean, it's a masterpiece, but at the same time, people don't talk about Network that much.
Yeah. I mean, what still gets really talked about in the 70s, pre-Rocky, what gets really talked about that much? The Godfather, and that's about it.
Pre-Rocky,
right?
Jaws.
Yeah, exactly. Like the blockbuster.
Yep.
And the Godfather.
Exactly what they talk about in this movie. We looked at TVs for distractions and for leave me alone. I just want my TV, I want my toaster. Like what he says in the Mad as Hell speech. That speech is like, look, it's about a man who's losing his mind.
Right.
At the same time, he's right.
Yeah, and that's part of the satire of it, right? The guy that's actually losing his mind is the one that's making sense, which is a really common trope in satire.
Yep.
That am I crazy or is everybody else crazy?
Yeah.
Right. So the guy that loses his mind and makes sense while he's doing it is a trope. And it became a trope more after this. This probably helped kind of create that trope.
Yeah.
Of this actually no, it's been around. It's been around longer than that. I was thinking like Arsenic and Old Lace, kind of the same thing.
Sure.
It's just been around forever. This idea that If someone starts to lose their mind, they're the ones that are actually the ones that are making the most realistic sense and observing the world in the correct way, kind of indicating the fact that everybody else is the one really kind of subjugated and mad and not recognizing these ideas. But yeah, great script, incredibly well written, perfectly cast.
There's another script by Chayefsky that I've not seen this film. Like I said, I mentioned he won the Oscar 3 times, once for this, for Marty in the 50s, and then he wrote a film called The Hospital with George C. Scott, which I've not seen. He won for that as well. And apparently it's similar to Network as well, but it's called The Hospital, so it's about a hospital.
Right.
Never seen it. I really want to check that one out. And then his last film he wrote was called Altered States with William Hurt. I haven't seen that one either, but it's a trip. So, yeah.
I've heard of Altered States, but I've not heard of Hospital.
The Hospital, yeah.
The Hospital.
1971, so I'd like to check that out eventually. But we'll see.
Obviously heard of Marty. You won all the awards.
Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. Appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one.